Let's get into this preview for, we're talking about Magic Round, folks. Round 9. Can you believe it? Round 9 of the National Rugby League. We preview this for Hyundai. The Hyundai preface is on now. Don't wait for offers across a wide range of Hyundai models today. Let's recap Team List Tuesday for Magic Round. Sharks and the Eels. KL Iro, which is KL Iro, is back for the Sharks. Charlie Geimer comes in to replace the suspended Kelman Talangi, who I think, before the bye, had his best ever game, Kelman Talangi. Dylan Brown and Mitch Moses in the halves for their second game together this season. And Tommy Hazelton, he plays game 50, Brian. I'm keen on the Sharks here.
Me too, especially after the loss last week. Fitzy wouldn't have been happy with that. Yes, they were up for that game, the Eels. They had everything going. Mitch Moses was back now, was back for that game. But I'm with you. I feel the Sharks have got too much points in them for the Eels.
How many Magic Rounds have we had? Do you know the answer to that?
I'm going to say, I think 19 was the first one. Is this our sixth coming up?
Fifth.
Sorry,
sixth. Yes, sixth.
Yeah, we've already had 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was surprised by that. I had 3 in my head for some reason, but it's been around a while.
19 was the first one.
Will Kennedy leads the Dally M's, Brian.
20 was the first year. Will Kennedy, it's going good.
He's flying. Will Kennedy's flying. Isaiah Iongi is flying at fullback, so this will be good. He's a chance for Rookie of the Year, actually, Isaiah Iongi. The Sharks have only won one of their past 4 Magic Round games. And Will Kennedy, he scored 3 tries in 3 Magic Round games. Josh Adokar has scored 6 tries in 4 Magic Round games. So there you go there. Roosters and the Dolphins, no changes. So very rarely in the last 12 months has Trent Robinson been able to do this. But he is 1 through to 17 from the Anzac Day big win.
Yep.
Felice Kafusi comes back for the Dolphins. Jeremy Marshall-King is back for the Finns.
Yeah, the hard thing for the Chooks, and they did this twice, and they didn't really handle it after they beat the Panthers and played the Broncos, didn't back up very well.
Yep.
Now, that was quite the emotional charged game last week. It's very easy to get up for an Anzac Day clash, especially when there's 45,000 people there, and they had a convincing win. This is the hard thing for Coach Robinson, is getting those young blokes back up again. So Sandon Smith had the game of his life, but he's still a baby. Like, he's only played 30-odd games, hasn't he? And he got Hugo Savala, who's only played the 3. So that is the challenge for the Chooks, and more importantly, the coaching staff, to get these young blokes up for this.
Okay, so you're tipping Finns, are you?
No, I've tipped the Chooks, but not a lot of confidence.
No, I concur those thoughts as well. The Dolphins have won both their attempts at Magic Round. The Roosters have scored 96 points in their last 3 games at Suncorp, so they've enjoyed that. The Roosters last year, they were 3 from 7. They were sloppy to start the year. Massive win on Anzac Day, followed by a massive win over the Broncos at Magic Round. So are they on track to do something similar? Angus Crichton has scored 4 tries in his past 4 games at Suncorp Stadium. The key matchups, well, Jermaine Asako has scored in every time he has played the Chooks.
Yeah.
Teddy versus the Hammer. Not a favoured way, I wouldn't thought, but there is some world in which Teddy could take on the Hammer fullbacks for Queensland and New South Wales.
Yes, yeah, definitely. He's at it. He's so consistent. Every game he aims up. Every game he's running close to 200 metres, and he's just always on the ball.
Let me ask you this,
He's
right?
Supremely fit.
So if he was not to be the fullback, say it was Tommy Turbo, say it was Dylan Edwards, he scored that try in the corner the other day.
Yes, I know he's going with.
Would you?
Of course I would.
So if you could have, I love Kiraz. Kiraz is a gun player, but the fact that Teddy's been there, I would pick Teddy on the wing.
You would. They won't, but
you would.
I would.
Yeah, I would.
Just having him around the middle, he could handle it.
Yeah,
of course he could. Because only, I suppose, defensively, but he's that good. He would, the reading.
Yeah,
but when to come in, when to stay out. Is it a stretch when he hasn't done it for a long time? He's always been at fullback.
He'd run for 250 metres. If he played on the wing, he'd run for 250.
I understand that, but I'm a little bit worried more so about defensive and also in the corner when they kick to him. He's not the tallest going around, but neither is Brian Tottle for that matter.
Interesting.
But just defensively as a winger, if you haven't done it,
I know. I just like, it's such a big occasion, big arena. I'd rather go him to back him in at wing as opposed to throwing a kid in and go, oh, what's this all about? in the washing machine.
Well, I spoke to Zach Lomax last week. He seems to think he'll be right. He'll have one game under his belt.
Yeah, well, that's the problem.
Before-
Zach will have one game under his belt. Brian Toto may have one game under his belt. We're underdone big time. Teddy's flying. Teddy, by the way, who's had a great season, he was 1 point off winning the Dally M's last year. He's had a great 12 months. Anyway, we'll see how that plays out. We are both tipping the Roosters. A little concerned, though, however, that the Dolphins may be in for a big one there. Fletch Bunnies taking on the Knights. Brian, 11th versus 15th. Coverage live on SEN. The Rabbitohs averaging 3 tries per match only. Knights averaging 2 tries per match only. This has been really, really struggleville when it comes to getting points.
Yeah, it's going to come down to the fullbacks here. They're the only two. Jai Gray for the Bunnies and Kalen. Something has to happen around those two.
Yep.
For at the moment, Newcastle is so predictable. I spoke about it on Monday. We're chatting about how they do a block for a block. It's as if they're doing it because they practiced it during the week.
Yep.
The only try they did score, that was when Dane Gagai just took them on. So they're struggling for points because they're just doing this cumbersome block for a block. It's just not working for them at the moment, doing those plays. The defence in the NRL now, it's just too good.
Sean the Trader on Get 'Em On Side today unearthed a good stat for the West Tigers, and he said every time they get over 10 offloads, they've done it 4 times this year and they've won 3 times.
Yeah.
So they've got to start thinking like that, don't they?
But you got to be careful because you can't just go with that mindset, right, I'm going to offload. You have to have the idea in the back of your mind, you need a support play. So if you're a front runner, you are running to break the line first, and then second thought is then an offload. You can't go in thinking, because it never works.
No.
If you go in with a premeditated idea, you're going to offload. But you're right, they've got a chance their hand a bit. And for the Bunnies, I like Jai Gray back at fullback. Something happens around him every time he gets the ball.
Oh, what a good player. What a great...
Did Buzz have him in his top 50?
Jai Gray?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Because I know he was doing it. Question without notice.
No worries. Okay, so as you're looking for that,
Question
what's your
without
gut
notice.
feel, Brian? What's your gut feel on who wins this game?
My gut feel is Newcastle. As soon as Jack Whiten was ruled out.
Yep.
But now thinking about it, they're going to be even more reliant on Jai Gray. And I feel that he can just step up and do it. Like, he didn't look out of place at 6 last week, did he?
No. Well, you're going to have Dodd come in, see?
Oh, hang on. He's at number 9. He's got, there you go. Buzz has got Jai Gray. Out of the 50 top 50 players, he's got Jai Gray at number 9.
So is he? So what's the heading? Is it the best players, or is it this year who's played the best?
Just this year.
So who's
Buzz's new age top 50?
Oh,
As the NRL heads to the Magic Round, Philip Buzz Rothfield has revealed his top 50 players. I can't disagree with that. So he's top 10. Tell me if there's anything out of the ordinary here. Payne Haas, number 1.
Yep.
Stephen Crichton, number 2.
Number 2? No, I don't have that. Hudson Young in the top 10?
Adam Reynolds, Hudson Young. Adam Fanua-Blake, Isaiah Katoa, Cameron Munster, Terrell May, Jai Gray.
Pappy. Where's Pap?
Pappy. Pap. Oh, he hates Pappy. Where, Buzz? Excuse me, Buzz.
Buzz, call up and explain where Pappy is. We need to find Pappy.
Oh, 15, sorry.
We've got a break. The run home with Joel and Fletch. Wayne
Sorry,
Bennett, by the way, has won 4 from 4 Magic Round games. He loves it. The Magic Man, which is Wayne Bennett.
Yep.
This is a big game. What about this? Warriors and the Cowboys. Warriors, who were putrid in Vegas. They were awful. And now they find themselves in 4th position, taking on the Cowboys, who were ordinary as well. Speaking of the Cowboys, this guy here, could he do an Angus Crichton? Angus Crichton last year started in reserve grade.
Yes.
And he finishes up as the Wally Lewis medal winner. Could Jeremiah Nanai, could he start the year in reserve grade or participate in the Queensland Cup and then go on and win a Wally Lewis medal?
Well, I tell you what, he's on the upward trajectory, as I like to say.
Yeah.
So he struggled the first couple of rounds. Yep. Well, the first round, he got dropped. Then when he got back in, he's playing on his on the left side, which we thought was strange. But his last 2 or 3 weeks, along with Tommy Dearden, he's been the best player for the Cows.
Okay.
He's just so hard to handle on the edge.
Oh.
When he runs that line, when he runs off, because he can step.
Just an athlete,
He's got left and right foot.
Yep.
But when he just there was a try he scored where he just put his head down, no step, and just ran over. I can't remember who it was. Can't recall who it was. Just ran over the top of him. And we know they haven't even used him yet for the. Remember last year he was just scoring tries for fun off the kicks. They haven't really used that this year.
I just thought of Taumalola, and the reason I thought about that is because you know the young fella from St George who's gone to the Bulldogs. The name's eluded me. It's not Pacifici. It's
he's gone from where?
He's left. He's signed with the Bulldogs from the Dragons. He's
young.
Oh,
the winger or centre?
No, Finia Latu.
Latu, yeah.
Latu, right? So
is he a front rower?
He's like a middle, right? And I asked somebody, I said, what's he like? And they said he's like a better ball-playing Jason Taumalola at prime. Wow. So that's a big rap. Canterbury, you've got a good one coming there.
Why did the Dragons get rid of him?
Well, they lost the deal. Lost the deal. Canterbury have got a great young player coming their way. They've kept a few good ones. Don't worry about that, though. The Dragons, including the debutant, or not the debutant, well, it's certainly his first game this year. Lycan King Tonga comes into the side. Yeah. Back to this game, though, Warriors and the Cowboys.
Yes.
The Warriors can equal their best start to a season after 8 games with a win. So despite how poorly they started, let me ask you this, Brian, and I want you to explain this why. And this is why I think they can win the game. They have comfortably made the fewest tackles inside their 20.
Right.
Which means they've kept teams away from their goal line. Why would you say that is?
Kick and chase.
Kick chase.
No errors.
No errors.
Good kicking game.
Squeaky clean penalties.
Quick play the balls to allow Metcalf and Chanel to kick early.
Yep.
And then just play patient football.
So the fewest tackles comfortably inside their 20. So just on that, I wanted to tip the Cowboys, but they're doing something very, very right under Coach Webster.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. Play down the end. I've gone the Cows.
Okay.
This was tough. Have they both won 4 in a row now? No. Oh, they lost against Storm, so it's 3 out of 4.
Okay, here's some crap stats. The Warriors won 4 of their last 5 games against the Cowboys, so they've got the wood on them. Nanai has scored 7 tries in 7 games at Suncorp Stadium. He loves playing there. Jackson Purdue has scored 6 tries in his last 6 games. I'm going Warriors. Bears Head's going the Cowboys. Brian's calling this one. West Tigers and the Dragons.
5:30 came?
Tigers have the same 17 that beat the Sharkies, so you've got them all fired up. Emotional performance there. The Dragons, disappointing in front of the biggest crowd for them for the year. Big loss. Is it the bounce back? Is it the emotion? Which way do we land here?
Tigers.
I think Tigers.
Tigers.
They're just
tough game. The Dragons, they will be a lot better.
Yep.
They will be a lot better. Riddle me this.
Yep.
After they got pumped by the Chooks last year, how did they go the following round?
The Dragons.
The Dragons. Can you have a look?
I think did they miss Magic Round? No, I'll find out.
Well, Magic Round.
They missed Magic Round.
What was the game after Anzac Day? Because I'm pretty sure Anzac Day was a week
I'm going to have it for you, Brian. I'm going to have it for you in about 2 seconds. Anyway, in the meantime, you're very, very confident on...
Corey Allen. He's back on him. Corey Allen.
Mate, that's fantastic, really. Like, this kid's come off an ACL, hasn't played NRL since 2023. He's represented Queensland, you know that?
I did know that.
Yep.
I did know that.
So it's great to see Corey Allen back. He's taken... I didn't think Sione for now was that bad last week, but he's been dropped. So he's out of the clash. And so too Lockie Ilias, which means, as I said, the young fella, Lycan King Tonga, comes into the side. All right, so let's just confirm what you said, Brian. The Dragons did play, the next week, 20-10 against the Sharks.
Yeah.
It wasn't a Magic Round game, though.
Didn't think so.
It wasn't a Magic Round game, so they just got beat against the Sharkies the following week.
Yeah, gone to the Tigers, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Dragons win this and young Lycan just goes berserk.
Okay.
What does he play like? What does he resemble if we're talking halves? Is he a runner? Is he an organisational 7?
Haven't seen a heap of him. If you do know a lot about Lycan King Tonga, please let us know or give us a call. 1300 01 1170. The Dragons have lost all 4 Magic Round games. They're yet to win in Magic Round. Sunya Taruva, he's scoring for fun. 8 tries in his past 7 games. And the Dragons have won 5 of their past 6 against the West Tigers. Titans take on the Bulldogs. This coverage live on SEN. Now, the Bulldogs were doing it comfortably in the Titans' first game of the year, remembering they started with the bye. And then they rattled home to a degree, but the caveat there was that Matt Burton had left the field. But Matt Burton's not playing. No Satili Tupanua.
Yeah.
Josh Curran's a big out.
Yep.
Thoughts, Brian?
If the Titans are ever going to beat the Bulldogs, this is the game. Titans have been very disappointing. They start like a house on fire and just fade.
Yep.
Fading.
Big leads against the Canberra Raiders. A big lead last week against the Cowboys.
Yeah, I feel the Bulldogs. Bailey Haywood is going to come in. I'm going for the Dogs. Just defensively, you won't see what they did last week. Hopefully, yeah, Dogs for me.
I think Dogs too. I think Dogs win big. And
do you think they'll win big?
Yeah, I do. The reason being is that was their first game out of New South Wales. They were awful at Suncorp Stadium. They get that crack at that same venue, Magic Round, big supporters up there. I just think they're a better outfit.
Okay.
Like you look at the names on paper, and I think you could fall into the Titans. But I just think where they're at standard-wise is way in front of the Gold Coast Titans.
I've got a saying, a champion team always beats a team of champions.
I don't mind
came
that.
up with that just then.
I came up with one just now called, what do you think about this one, Brian? For people who come in, I call it the next man up.
I like it.
Next man up.
Which means it doesn't matter who you are.
No, next man up.
I like it.
Yeah.
I do like that. And you can't have all your eggs in one basket.
No, you can't. Not on Wacky Team Wednesday when
definitely not.
chicken is the theme. That's exactly right there. Panthers and the Broncos. Broncos radio live on SENQ. You can hear this one. Luke Garner was named in the centres, but that'll change because Scott Sorensen went to the judiciary, Brian, or appealed his case. No deal. He's out of the clash. Scott Sorensen won't be playing despite having been named, so Luke Garner will push into the back row there. Jordan Ricky's back into the side. He had a bit of an infection. He's back into the side, so Brendan Pikura goes to the bench. Adam Reynolds requires 3 points to move to second on the all-time point scorers list, which means only Cameron Smith will sit above him. That is quite the feat from Adam Reynolds.
If I'm Liam Martin or Luke Garner, who'll be on that side now, because so I'll be running at Renault's right shoulder.
Oh, they've got to test that out.
Just run as hard as you can at his right shoulder. First chance you get, even if from a short side. If Billy Walters. Is Mitch Kenny back?
No. Mitch Kenny's not back. Luke Summerton, the dummy half.
I would be running even if it's a dummy half. Just get straight into his shoulder.
Yep.
If you're a winger or a centre and you see him in front of you, overcall it because you got to test it out. A lot of these teams, a lot of these players aren't testing, and we know now with all the inside info we're getting from the club that if you've got an injury, you can't hide out there. But for whatever reason, some players go away from it.
What about this one? This one comes through. Chicken is the most versatile of all meats. Do you know who sent that?
Lundy?
Duck. Duck. Duck has said chicken is the most versatile of all meats. Thanks, Duck.
That would be Ducky. That'd be Ducky from your minor.
That's great.
Chicken is the most...
Here's a question for you, Brian, and don't look at your computer.
Duck actually likes duck.
Selwyn Cobbo has played 2 games at Magic Round.
2 games at Magic Round.
How many tries has he scored?
Oh, you're going to say 6.
6.
Is it?
6 tries in 2 games.
Was that 2 hat tricks?
I don't know. Where'd you come up with that, tourist? 2 hat tricks, or was there a 4 and a 2? Oh, NRL.com.
Was there a 5 and a 1? Was there a 6 and a 0?
Have a look. Let us know, mate, please. The Panthers won 8 of their past 9 games against the Broncos. This is the game. Live on SEN. I know the Panthers-Broncos is a biggie, but this is big. This is Ricky Stewart taking on Craig Bellamy. Live on SEN. Suafalongo named on the bench. Nelson Asofa Solomona named on an extended bench. No changes for Ricky. Winning teams, don't they like that? No changes. Reigning milestones. Pappenhausen and Eli Katoa. Game 100. Joe Tarpany, 200.
I'm just saying, it's a milestone game. We know what they can do down there on the milestone. Or not up down there, but up there. Big Nelson on the extended bench. I like that. And
it's the Suncorp Stadium for the Storm, isn't it? The venue where they have the best record.
They don't get beat.
They don't get beat.
Storm for me. Although I'll be cheering on the Raiders to win the comp because I might have an interest in that. Chances are you're about to lose.
And what hasn't augured well for teams so far this year is big signings
Yes.
You know, like, how's it going for Daly? What happened for Galvin? What happened for Dylan Brown?
Can you read out Jamal Fogarty's quote, please?
Daily Telegraph. This is Fogarty on signing with the Seagulls.
I'm going to read into these.
Okay, you pick this apart, right? You're a mad
apart.
Terry reader. I always wanted to stay at the club, and the club knew I wanted to stay.
Passive-aggressive.
Passive-aggressive. My agent rang the club 3 times during the preseason to activate the 1-year deal. Unfortunately, Canberra, knocked it back and wanted to renegotiate.
Just letting the fans know that we were keen.
Yep.
But the Raiders, they weren't real keen to take up. They could have got him for 1 year. All they wanted was 1 year, the Fogarty camp.
Okay, what about this then? In the end, the Raiders just didn't budge on their offer, which was well below my current deal. The club made a business decision, and you know what? So did I.
Yeah. Be awkward at training.
You think so?
I think it's going to be awkward. It's going to be just for this week.
Oh, they've got to get past it, both parties, don't they? Because they're on a good thing at the moment. What, you're still here? Well, you can see more on the Joel and Fletch socials and catch us live on SEN Radio, you beautiful humans.